Hello and good morning to everyone. I am Mihai from Mihai Gaming and welcome to my channel and I thank you for all of your views and subscriptions so far. As you know, after I finish one of the games of which I've done playthroughs, I usually come up with a review and an ultra quick short review for them. In this case, we're talking about a small little review for Mafia 2 Definitive Edition, which I've just finished recently. Let's talk a bit about Mafia 2, which is a real interesting game. As you saw, I had spent quite a lot of time in it, having about 40 episodes so far. I've tried to make them a lot more shorter and self-contained, just so it's easier to follow along. I hope that still works. In terms of how the rating goes for them, we basically split it into five categories, to which we do a median, and we have a result of the overall game. That means that sometimes might get low scores, but they are usually, in terms of how good they are, they usually fit between 1 and 4. It's a really poor game. Between 5 and 7, it's a good, solid game. And 8 to 10 is quite an excellent game, right? So, in this case, let's get started. First, we have the combat mechanic, to which we'll give a 7 out of 10. Now, bear in mind, this is the one where they properly implement like the cover mechanic. And since this is just like remaster, not a remake, you mostly have to deal with graphical improvements, not with um, gameplay elements. Like the only gameplay changes is just that you have like the DLC added on top. So in terms of the combat, it's a 7 out of 10. The cover mechanic is still pretty good, but the wonkiness is still there as usual. And you also have a good variety of weapons compared to the first Mafia, which is quite great. Although it does kind of beg me the question, like, how could you get those? I mean, I guess it was the Second World War and America, but yeah. Anyway, so we'll give that a 7 out of 10. For the story, it's another 7 out of 10 for me. The characters are solid. You do have some plot holes here and there because apparently the developers were really cut short on time by the publishers, in which case I think it's 2K or ZeniMax, whichever was their respective ones. So we can have some little glaring issues, which I actually feel up to a certain degree by Joe's adventures, which is basically take control of Joe Barbaro into the years in which, spoiler alert, Vito will end up in prison at one point. Uh, which you'll see what happens if you're gonna play it after you see the review. So yeah, that's a nice little add-on DLC. The timers can be quite annoying at times, but it's quite nice. I don't recommend Jimmy's Adventure Material of Jimmy. I tried playing those; it can be quite annoying, especially in terms of how they implemented stuff that was supposed to be there from the first time. Yeah, it's technically cut content, but it's annoying cut content, so I don't recommend playing it. If you want to try and play it, yeah, sure, that's fine, but I just don't agree because instead of fighting gangs, you're fighting more coppers than anything, which is quite ridiculous. So yeah, a 7 out of 10 of that, just avoid Jimmy DLC. In terms of exploration, we will gotta give it an 8 out of 10. The town was, you can see that there was thought put into designing the open world game. You can see people going about their ways, either repairing their car engines, just going out about their daily lives in the 40s and 50s, basically. And it is quite nice. It really gives a sense of immersion. There's quite a lot of people to give the city like it's alive, to give the thing that it's alive. Then you add like the other little shops that you can interact with, where you see people eating, people drinking coffee, just enjoying their life, and also buying the small stuff. It's really pleasant. It's an immersive experience, I would say in that case. So it's also a bonus for me. So 8 out of 10 on that. In terms of customization, we have a 7 out of 10, and that's basically because you don't have a character creation screen. You have a good variety of outfits with which you can equip either Vito or Joe in that case, which is quite always nice. You have the best style out of everybody. In terms of clothes physics, there are some small turnarounds that you need to fix. If there's ever a tutorial request for that, I can do it, but there's also like plenty of instructions on it if you just search physics activation for Mafia Definitive Edition. Add that on top that you have a good range of cards which support most of the modifications that you can have at a shop, and you have a good selection of customization for what your character can do. So all in all, we'll give that a 7 out of 10. Quite solid. In terms of replayability, we shall give it a 5 out of 10. Like, the only things that would bring you back is replaying the game with all the optional stuff that is open once you finish it once, and I'll probably go around to it someday. Plus, just playing like the, you know, getting to the story again, which is pretty solid, but again, holes are kind of like in there and can detract certainly good. So, good to play like 2 3 times. So that's why it's just like a okay, but on the lower spectrum of good, which is a 5 out of 10. In that case, if we do an average, then we have a 7 out of 10 score. The environment and the combat complement the story really well, even though there are some glaring issues every now and then. And you also, and to add that on top, you sprinkle a bit of customization that the game has plenty of, and you get a pretty good game that you can spend several hours in just one play. So I hope this inspires you to try and play the game yourself. And if you like my content, hit like and subscribe and follow my channel. And I will see you with the next games in the series, which will be Mafia Definitive Edition, which I'm gonna launch pretty soon. And I will also be looking to try and make more videos for the other channel, for the other playlists that don't have that much, including Mass Effect 1 Definitive Edition, and also video Shadow of Mordor. Although we might go with another open world game pretty soon, which is Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, which is again a great game. Either way, I hope you enjoyed it, and I shall see you next time.